Yeah, so there's been this recent Twitter trend of people showing off their Pikmin stuff in Spore, which I think was started by Raycor with this unholy abomination called the Meat Pikmin. Links in the description to the original post. I hate this thing passionately. It's amazing. It's so fleshy and awful, and please get it off the screen right now. Anyway, I've had this video idea floating around for a while that I would show off my Spore creations, which were Pikmin themed from when I was a kid back in like 2008 when the game originally launched through, I don't know, whenever I stopped making these things. And let me tell you, they're just as unholy, but they were done very, very authentically to, at the time, the best of my ability in order to match the Pikmin aesthetic. So without further ado, my name is Vantage Emblem. We're going to get into this, and let me tell you, this is something else. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, we have these three bad boys here. The red, yellow, and blue Pikmin, and let me tell you, there is something to be said that, objectively speaking, the yellow Pikmin looks the best, right? Their body shapes are all wildly different from each other. There is no consistency. Those eyes are, like, bloodshot and awful, and the flowers are different sizes, and look at the... Oh boy, like, clearly no consistency between them. Look at the fanged feet. I had no idea what it was doing. So mouths are a required part in Spore, and if you look around, you can see that I hid them on various parts of the body. I think under the nose, there's a reversed mouth for the red Pikmin. I think I did a good job hiding it on the yellow Pikmin, but the blue Pikmin, I just used a mouth part, and yeah, it shows. That is a terrifying mouth, and when it opens in-game, you can see the individual fangs coming out as it opens in this wide circle. I hate it. Bad job. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this was my attempt at the rock Pikmin. Oh dear goodness, this is horrifying. And there's a wing Pikmin too. Oh no. Yep, he looks like roadkill, and I don't like those eyes and the mouths. Yeah, we're moving on. So this is the Bomb Rock Pikmin. This is a fan community idea that was around for a while on Pikmin Fanon. I was using Pikmin Fanon at the time, and let me tell you, oh boy, I really like the original design, but this doesn't do it for me. The eyes are a little better, except for the fact that I hit the mouths directly behind the eyes, so that's horrifying, and I hate it. I like the legs, I like the tail, stem, you know, that's cool, but I mean, the tail stem comes from the original design. Yeah. So, I armored them and sent them to war with each other as factions. Don't ask. I don't have a good answer for you. But they were empires, and the different colors of Pikmin hated each other and fought. So it was like an Avatar: The Last Airbender situation, I guess. We had the militant fire empire. We had the water empire with the blue Pikmin, whatever. There were also wizards from the empires that came together at a wizarding school. And, yeah, they got along, but their empires didn't. It was a weird, like, Warrior Cats meets... I guess Fire Emblem Three Houses wasn't out then, but, you know, I'm seeing the future. A Warrior Cats meets Fire Emblem Three Houses kind of situation. Yeah, I'm not going to elaborate on this, but I definitely want to bring this idea back. In fact, I'm planning a Spore creator clash sort of thing with some Pikmin YouTubers soon, so that'll be interesting. But let's not dwell on this horrible idea. Let's move on to what a bulborb looks like in this style. Look at him! He's horrifying! First, there's like not really that separation of color between the face and back. Remember, I was just dragging parts together. I had no idea what I was doing. I want to point out that like my first Spore creation ever was called Green Pikmin, but was horribly misspelled. Just, you know, that's what we're working with here. I was like 8, okay? But yeah, those eye stalks are something else. This looks horrible. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing ever, but it will haunt my nightmares. I hope that there are no worse bulborbs in this list, I say, foreshadowing. Let's look at the next one. This was a bulborb rider. It's a knight that rides a bulborb. I was well aware of the scale of Pikmin things, but scale didn't matter when I was making these creations. But I didn't do anything to make it look not awful. So you can look at this guy with 2 swords. I didn't know how to do asymmetry at the time. And no like clothes or anything that make it not look like he's just blending into the bulborb. And also the bulborb lost his color. I don't even know what's going on here. This is just awful. Next! Okay, so we hit a part of my life where I started doing original Pikmin concepts, and this scaly guy was my green Pikmin concept, the toxic Pikmin who has pointy, spiky hands and looks really unholy. Yeah, I was really proud of this concept back in the day, but now looking at it, it's pretty abhorrent. Which, interesting that I called it the toxic Pikmin, considering that white Pikmin already were toxic, and the fact that I wanted this Pikmin to, I don't know, use acid as an ability, which, yeah, naming conventions for me in 2012 clearly didn't exist. I do think a toxic Pikmin, like a lime toxic Pikmin, was not necessarily a bad idea. I like the idea of a Pikmin that's a gradient, like from white to green like this, like that's cool. But yeah, this design ain't it. What's really not it, though, is its successor, the toxic Pikmin Demon. Yeah, it's possessed by this little star thing. I thought it was going like Puffstool style, but I don't like it. It's horrifying, and just... if this little red Pikmin wannabe came towards me at the night, I would probably scream and cry. So, there's that. So, some of these ideas, like the toxic Pikmin, came from a wave of creation that followed the announcement of Pikmin 3 in 2012, but some of them came from before that time, and I think they are in some ways more interesting, because we're looking at a Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 4-less world, right? And at this point, we didn't even know about Rock Pikmin or Wing Pikmin. All we had to go on was the initial 6 types plus Mushroom Pikmin. This idea I actually like. It was a Gem Pikmin. That's right, I did a Gem Pikmin before, and I think this was before Rock Pikmin. I might be wrong, but it was either around the same time as Rock Pikmin or before Rock Pikmin. But yeah, the idea of a Crystal Pikmin is really cool, and I don't know what to say. I really like the gem-like ears, the spiky eyes. I like the fact that it has less unholy hands than the other ones, and I think it's actually kind of cute with those gem eyes. This is a first win. This is a 10 out of 10 right here. So this here is the Tech Pikmin, which is a cybernetically enhanced subspecies of purple Pikmin, because of course it is. Let's check the description to see if I listed any abilities or something down there. I only can make him say hoopla once, but, sure. Anyway, he's going to war, man. He's got his Samus-style arm cannon, I guess, and his asymmetric visors. He's like a cyborg. Don't know what to say, but he's gonna go mess you up, I guess. Oh, what is this video? Let's take a look at the next one. This is a brown Pikmin. I don't know what the use of having flowers for eyes would be, but this is certainly a brown Pikmin, and I have no idea what his abilities are. Mud? We got Mud Pikmin 4. Maybe that's what I wanted. Apparently, he can sense seismic activity somehow. Not sure how that works. He has flowers for eyes. Give me some logic as to how this works, please and thank you. Yeah, apparently they live peacefully under bushes, according to my description, and, fight differently from other Pikmin. Yeah. The Pikmin community has some really good ideas for Pikmin types these days, and it's really cool to see what everyone comes up with, and this ain't it. We're moving to the next one. Let's just flow forward. Okay, so at a certain point, I started using a template for Pikmin creations, borrowed from TriloByte, known on Spore as Shadowraptor 101. This creator made a wonderful suite of Spore Pikmin creations, and is still doing it today, and is just a really, really skilled artist that uses Spore as a medium. I made this guy. He was called the Soooooo Pikmin. I have no idea what his abilities are. His eyes kind of have like these shells around them, and he's a gradient color, because I really like the idea of gradient color Pikmin. And you can tell already that the style is so much better using Shadowraptor 101's template than, well, just trying to freehand with whatever I was doing before. Like, that was a mistake. This next one was called the Ogre Pikmin, and, yeah, it's something else. I don't know if that's what I thought an ogre was, but it's kind of horrifying. And, I was really proud of this one. This kind of cyan Pikmin type with brown spots. I was like, these are colors not used in Pikmin, but it's terrifying. It's spiky. I don't know what it would do. I hadn't seen Shrek at this point, as far as I know, so it wasn't based on Shrek. It was just an ogre Pikmin. I don't know what to say. Yeah, moving on to the next one. So this was my remake of the Toxic Pikmin. I think it may have actually made this around the same time as the original Toxic Pikmin. Shadowraptor's style was vastly superior to my own, so I remade a couple of other creations in that style too, and yeah, they're better for it. The Air Pikmin. These guys I guess this and the Gem Pikmin, they must have come before Pikmin 3 when I made them, because they're flying Pikmin, and they were rock Pikmin, right? Like, but interestingly enough, they're both white Pikmin types. Like, I didn't really care about the fact that there were already white Pikmin. These were my Pikmin OCs. I didn't know how to make things fly in Spore properly, so I just gave it feathers on its feet. It's an inspired design choice, you know? Anyway, this guy. Oh boy. Let's talk about him. This was a pyroclasmic slooch made by Shadowraptor 101 that I took and made humanoid, and made him into an OC captain in my my Spore playthroughs. It was his whole species, was ever this humanoid pyroclasmic slooch was. And let me tell you, I kind of love him. He's kind of got this Incineroar-looking face and a weird mustache. Like, he's kind of peak. This was the ultimate bit of Spore, was the fact that it let you remix creations so well. Like, I loved remixing stuff in Spore. Now, granted, did I properly credit Shadowraptor 101 when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12, and made this? Absolutely not. But Spore did have a lineage thing on the top where you could track back to the original creator, so it wasn't the end of the world. But, you know, credit where credit's due. Like, all the stuff I was able to do in Spore were just more horrifying versions of the really good stuff that Shadowraptor 101 was doing, okay? Just making that clear. So this next one, I did the same thing, but with a Scutterchuck, and he looks so derpy. I don't know why, he kind of gives me, like, Snoopy, Goofy, but also armed for combat vibes. Like, these are objectively the best creations on this list, okay? And that's because they were someone else's, and I was just borrowing their shape and transforming them into something. Ah, the Magma Pikmin. This guy was inspired by Darth Maul. Yeah, you can see it. He's got the spiky crest on his head. I really like the color pattern, though. I really like this guy. I'm not gonna lie, this is like a 9 out of 10 Pikmin idea. Like, a Pikmin that is earthy, can survive lava environments. Like, would it probably just be red Pikmin again? Yeah, but imagine a Pikmin game where they scrapped red Pikmin, yellow Pikmin, and blue Pikmin and put in new Pikmin types. This could work. I could see it. It'd be an interesting orange and black Pikmin type. Like, that's, you know, yeah. We're moving on. This is the Goo Pikmin. He looks a little fleshy. Matter of fact, if he were, like a peach color, he would remind me of... Oh, please, get it off the screen. I don't want to see the flesh Pikmin anymore. No, please, no. No. This was the Bone Pikmin. Yeah, it was based on my Lava Pikmin creation, except I gave him bones. I think it was the... I don't remember what I actually fully called him. He was like the... Yeah, we're gonna look it up real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you exactly what this is called. Alright, he's the Bone Shard Pikmin. That's right, and he has arms that are spiky, and he's hard to eat. I actually really like this idea, except for the fact that I keep making white Pikmin for no reason. Like, this color scheme is used in, like clearly, we already have white Pikmin. We don't need more of them. But I think the idea was to have this be like a bone beige color, because that wasn't used. This was based on Shadowraptor 101's Louis creation, right? It was my own Pikmin OC, a yellow leader named Captain Ike. He had cool goggles. Yeah, some of this I just really have nothing to say. They kind of speak for themselves, and this is one of them. He's just, you know, Captain Ike. Like, I think he was named after the Fire Emblem character, but I don't think I played Fire Emblem that much at this point. Like, maybe I just got into Awakening, but the name was definitely stolen from Smash Bros, so there you go. Alright, this disturbing fella is the Hook Bulborb. He looks like he's seen some things, because he has. He's got a striped pattern like a tiger and a hook on his back, which, you know, if I were to make this now, I would make it horizontal rather than vertical, but the idea was he would swing his tail and it would strike Pikmin, and it would be an interesting sort of attack, kind of like the Whip-Tongue Bulborb. Honestly, I like this guy. Original, ignoring the fact that he's horrifying like the other Bulborb I posted, you know, pretty good. Oh, dear lord. This is the Smiley Bulborb. Nothing about this guy makes me smiley. In fact, he makes me deeply uncomfortable, but I certainly made him. His legs are going out in the wrong direction. He looks like it's painful for him to walk and exist, and I want him off my screen now. I apologize for ever complaining about the Flesh Pikmin. This is way worse. Oh, this is the Death Bulborb. Yeah, this thing looks awful, and is probably my sleep paralysis bulborb. I hate the eyes, I hate the spikes, I hate the whatever's going on with the mouth. It's just awful. This thing is a nightmare. I want to see this in Pikmin just so it would traumatize people, actually. This is the Tusk bulborb, and the idea was that he had really big tusks. But I think I made his tusks so big that he walked on them, and he kind of just floated on the back and attacked with his legs. Like, maybe, I think the gimmick may have been that he, like, stands on his legs, but he puts his spikes into the ground and then, like, kicks with his feet or something like that. Again, I was into the idea of original bulborb ideas because of the, whip tongue, but... oh, dear. This is the Stealth bulborb. Taken from the idea of the Emperor Bulblax, I actually really like this guy. He's camo, he blends in, he stalks his prey, he sneaks around. I really like this. He's like a creeping chrysanthemum bulborb, which I get is exactly what the Emperor Bulblax is, but, you know. And also, his eyes aren't terrifying. Like, look at the stalk eyes. Like, compared to the old ones, like the other bulborbs, like, yeah, this looks significantly better. This is the Shark bulborb. The idea is the water dumple wasn't enough of a good water bulborb variant, so I made a shark one, and he would shimmer in the water and be a little hard to see, but you could see the dorsal fin, and, you know, I like it. I think it's a cool, interesting idea. Honestly, again, one of the better bulborb ideas I made. Alright, this next guy was a lieutenant bulborb in the war. That's right, he's armored to the teeth and has a saddle so he can be ridden on by one of the leaders, like Olimar, or a random red Pikmin general. And he is armed to the teeth with weaponry and also is good at singing songs, so there you go. I think the idea was he's a leader in the way the Bulbman adults are leaders, too. You could almost make the argument that I predicted Ochi. And then, you know, armed him. This is a shell bulborb, and the idea here was that you'd have to shatter the shell to deal damage, or maybe it would just take less damage because of its armor, or maybe you'd have to fight it from the front. Not entirely sure. Maybe you'd have to hit it with some bomb rocks. I like the design. Don't know if it'd really be that fun to fight in game, though. Maybe you'd have to roll it over and hit its underbelly. Like, there's things you could do, especially if you were to implement this now with Ochi, right? Slam it in the leg, fight it the way you fight the grub chucker. I don't know. Kind of like it. We already have an orange bulborb, though, so I don't know if this really fits in. This guy was the gem bulborb. The idea is you need to use gem Pikmin or rock Pikmin to smash it, and then you could attack it on the back. And you know what? I like that idea. Honestly, gems are interesting, and I think if we were to get more Pikmin types in the future, there's a good chance we're going to see crystalline Pikmin, or we're going to see metallic Pikmin. It kind of already started with ice Pikmin, right? Alright, this guy is just a sad-looking bulborb. His eyes look slightly better than the other type, but I don't like how many fangs he has. He just looks really sad. Yeah, got nothing more to say about this guy. This next guy is the antenna bulborb. I don't like his eyes. I moved them onto his head and then gave him antennas where the stalks would be. And the idea is he's like an antenna beetle mixed with a bulborb, like he confuses them. Again, if you were around today, Pikmin 4 added that confusion hazard that would work perfectly for this sort of thing, but Alright, this next bulborb is named Dr. Pancake. Yep. And he's an evil genius, and he concocted the war between the Pikmin factions. He was the ultimate bad guy of my random, like, one-sided Pikmin RP thing I was doing in Spore. Again, I need to point out, I was a child. Dumb decisions were made. But also, Dr. Pancake? Major spoiler warning for Persona 5. But, like, he's giving me some Goro Akechi vibes.
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Yeah, I've got nothing. I just... Dr. Pancake. He knew I'd get into Persona before I got into Persona. Like, look, he even has Persona 5 colors. Like, I never saw that coming. The Palm Pikmin. It walks on its, hands. And has other hands. I think the idea was that it could carry more or use its hands. Maybe it could climb up walls. I really don't have any clue what this is supposed to do. But hey, it was an idea for a Cyan Pikmin, and we have one now with the Ice Pikmin. Wow. This is the Shell Pikmin, and the idea is that it is armored and can take an attack or something. I do love the hooves, though. It's kind of horrifying, but I like it. And this is it using Shadow Raptor 101's template. It's just armored to the teeth, and I think the idea was probably that it couldn't be chewed. It's interesting because Pikmin 251 had a similar design for its orange Pikmin, but I made this thing in 2014, 5 years before 251 was actually a thing. It would jam up foes the way you jam up a armored cannon beetle, or you jam up other enemies in that vein. Oh, this puff stool, which is definitely borrowed from like Shadow Raptor 101 or something, is armed with rocket launchers. Or maybe they're flamethrowers. Either way, this was the idea for like a man-at-legs variant of the puff stool. And let me tell you, I actually love that idea. Like, imagine if it flung its spores at you through like little flamethrower-y spore cannons. That'd be so interesting. Back in those days, I believed strongly that the puff stool spores would be resisted by white Pikmin. So maybe the idea I had here was that it would fire flames at you, but it would use its spores up close, so you'd have to use red Pikmin and white Pikmin to fight it. Honestly, not a bad idea. I'd love more bosses that make you manage your types in Pikmin games. This guy was a little shear grub idea I had. He's a little shiny shear grub, kind of distracts Pikmin away to go fight him, and then he goes "Meh," and eats them. Yeah, I like him. He's actually kind of well executed. Okay, this was my attempt later to revise my style and to make a Puffmin. He's not great. He was a red Pikmin Puffmin, I guess. That's why the nose is there. Not that the game really makes a distinction in real Pikmin, but yeah, there you go. That's a redo of a yellow Pikmin. I like this one significantly better than my original attempt. Blue Pikmin, same thing. Purple Pikmin, oh, I actually like the purple. Thumbs up, purple Pikmin. You look not terrible. Red Pikmin, same thing. You look kind of cute. That's adorable. I like the spike. The spike part gives you a charge as an attack in Spore, so you know what? You would have that extra charge attack. That's perfect. White Pikmin, you know what? You're also winning. Kind of looks like you're wearing glasses on your face. Don't like the color, but you know what? You're not awful. B-. And I made a Pikmin template finally, so people could make Pikmin in the same style I did. Yeah. My advice for you these days is don't. If you try making Pikmin in Spore, send them to me, but I guarantee you they will be significantly better than this. So, finally, wrapping all of this up, right? I'm gonna return to Spore for Spore Pikmin content. I've wanted to do it for a while. I've been wanting to make this video for over a year, and I'm making it now. My thoughts are I'm going to host a battle where creators can submit their Pikmin strategies to me through a Google form, and then I'm going to set up their armies and creatures using Spore Galactic Adventures and have them fight in a big Pikmin Battle Royale gauntlet type of thing. I haven't really hashed out the details yet, but I think it'd be a ton of fun. So yeah, I've got a group of creators together for it already, and we'll see where it goes. Maybe I can make a series out of it. Maybe it bombs and no one wants to see it, but who knows? But hey, that's my Spore creations from when I was a kid. There were more Pikmin Spore creations I made, but they are long gone. Oops. Anyway, my name is Vantage Emblem. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. I have a Patreon. You can follow me there if you want. I have a Discord server. You can follow me there if you want. I have new YouTube memberships. If you want the exclusive right to eliminate my Pikmin squad in my Pikmin streams, that's great. That happens whenever I do a KMP stream, which I am currently doing. It's a little slow going, but, you know, if you want to be a part of that, you absolutely can join. That said, I suppose I'll stop rambling and end things here. My name is Vantage Emblem. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Which was your favorite? Which was your least favorite? Are there any of my creations you wish you could have unseen? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.